Yeah. Stay in touch. Yeah. That's what we'll do. Yeah. I don't know if I want to call me. Stay in touch. You know what I mean? Anyway. But whatever you need, Trace, let me know. You got the plan?
Okay, she showed me how to do it. Thank you. Bless you. Got my system fixed just in time.
Oh, man. You didn't go out running this morning.
I think it's this day 2
Better.
of the season, and what summer started on the 21st. Yeah. Did I say it was 90 something today? Man, well, yeah, it was really. I was glad. And I don't know. Last year I didn't do too bad. I didn't have upstairs running, but the downstairs was working fine. But I am absolutely pleased that I got that done. Yeah, it's 95 right now.
That's 7
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not good.
I'm gonna call his name and then take him off the record.
How you going?
Pretty good.
Good.
My event's coming up. Let me see. Put it on my calendar, maybe. Can't make that one. Make that one. Oh, okay.
There we go. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. This regular meeting of the Township Council is being held in accordance with the schedule of the meetings of the Township Council established and adopted by the Township Council, which schedule designated the time and date and place of this meeting. Adequate public notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. We are using an electronic amplifying recording device in order to obtain a clear and audible record, and request those wishing to speak be recognized and state your name and address directly into the microphone. The recording device will be solely utilized by the Township Clerk's office for the preparation of minutes and shall be the official record of the Township Council meetings. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
Mr. Mignon?
Here.
Mrs. Albright Troxel? Here. Mrs. Grace Love? Here. Mr. Nash?
Here.
Mrs. Walters? Here. Mrs. Winters?
She's on vacation.
Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Carlemere?
Here.
Mr. Cardis?
He's on vacation.
Chief Harkins?
Here.
Mr. McGill?
Here.
Mrs. Everett? Here.
We'll now have our first public comment. Anyone interested in making any comments on agenda items only? Each speaker is entitled to 3 minutes and we speak one time. There's a total of 15 minutes for this first public portion, and council will respond to any comments or questions after the public comment period has ended. Anyone wish to speak on any agenda items? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment. Bid report.
2025 Road Improvement Program.
May I have a motion to accept the bid report?
I'll move it. Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is ordinance, a second reading. There will be a public hearing. Ordinance 0-25-17. Ordinance of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, dedicating a portion of Township Property Block 18301, Lot 1002, to serve as an extension of Independence Boulevard to County Highway Cross Keys Road. We're now open up the public hearing. Anyone wish to speak on this? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is ordinance of first reading and introduction. There will be a hearing at its second reading. Ordinance 0-25-118. An ordinance vacating a portion of Bringhurst Avenue in the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
A second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is our consent agenda. Any council member would like to have any item removed from the consent agenda, please speak up. Hearing none, I entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that. A second.
All right, thank you. On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 244, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, rescinding Resolution R-25:06-228 entitled Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, adopting the 2025 calendar year budget as amended.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 245, resolution to amend the 2025 budget of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey. Whereas the local municipal budget for the year 2025 was introduced on the 14th day of April 2025. And whereas the public hearing held on the 12th day of May 2025 on said budget has been held as advertised. And whereas it is desired to amend said approved budget, which does not require advertisement. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, that the following amendments to the approved budget of 2025 be made. General revenues, number 3, miscellaneous revenues, Section A, local revenues. Interest on investments and deposits, sheet 4, from $457,000 to $557,000. Anticipated utility operating surplus, sheet 4, from $1 million to $900,000. Dedicated sewer utility budget, number 10, dedicated revenues from sewer utility operating surplus anticipated, sheet 31, from $1 million to $1,026,300. Connection fees, sheet 31, from $134,500 to $270,000. Sewer utility capital surplus, sheet 31, $1,300,000 to $728,200. Utility interest income on investments, sheet 31, from $0 to $200,000. Total sewer utility revenues, sheet 31, from $7,935,000 to $7,725,000. 11, appropriations for sewer utility operating other expenses, sheet 32, from $3,586,400 to $3,476,400. Surplus general budget, sheet 33, from $1 million to $900,000. Total sewer utility appropriations, sheet 33, from $7,935,000 to $7,725,000. Be it further resolved that the certified copy of the resolution be filed forthwith in the Office of the Director of Local Government Services for certification of the local municipal budget so amended.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 246, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, adopting the 2025 calendar year budget as amended.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second?
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 247, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, New Jersey, authorizing the issuance and sale of up to $32,415,000 of general obligation bonds, Series 2025 of the Township of Gloucester, making certain covenants to maintain the exemption of the interest on said bonds from federal income taxation, and authorizing such further actions and making such determinations as may be necessary or appropriate to effectuate the issuance and sale of the bonds.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second?
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 248, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, authorizing the issuance and sale of up to $2,285,500 of refunding bond anticipation notes of the Township of Gloucester, State of New Jersey, making certain covenants to maintain the exemption of the interest on said notes from federal income taxation, and authorizing such further actions and making such determinations as may be necessary or appropriate to effectuate the issuance and sale of the notes.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
On the question? Roll call, please.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Albright Troxel?
Yes.
Mrs. Grace Love?
Yes.
Mr. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Walters?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next is our GTE Gov access emails. We did not receive any GTE Gov access emails. We'll now go to our second public comment. This is for items that the public wishes to discuss. Each speaker is entitled to 5 minutes. They may speak one time, and there's 30 minutes total during this public comment portion. Anyone like to speak? Ms. Corn, followed by Mr. Burns.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm following up on the council's handling of the proposed redevelopment of the Nike base by the Michaels organization and the responses provided at the last meeting to 8 questions I raised on May the 28th. While some questions were answered, several were not accurate, and important legal and procedural issues remain unresolved. This is not about whether I read the agenda closely enough. It's not about whether council acting as the redevelopment entity followed proper legal procedures under the local redevelopment and housing law. When council acts in that role, especially involving township-owned land, it must do so formally and publicly. That did not happen here. A resolution designating an interim or conditional redeveloper should have been the subject of a public discussion before any vote. It wasn't, and that failure is not the fault of the public. Designating a conditional redeveloper is not routine. It should have never been placed on a consent agenda without discussing. Doing so sidestepped transparency and short-circuited public accountability. At a minimum, it appears this process did not comply with the public process the law envisions for redevelopment actions involving township-owned land. At the last meeting, the council president said the agenda was posted and that residents had an opportunity to ask questions. That's gaslighting. It shifts the blame to the public for not reacting to an action that wasn't properly presented. So I'm asking, whose responsibility is it to ensure agenda items are posted appropriately and according to the law? Who decided this redevelopment resolution belonged on a consent agenda? Because I know it wasn't me. I would like that question answered. I also want to address the township solicitor's role. At the May 28th meeting, he said he would respond to my questions at the next meeting, but no answers were provided to me beforehand, not before the meeting started, and not up to the second public portion. That forced me to use my only public comment time just to follow up what I had already been told would be addressed. That is what I objected to and also what I tried to prevent. And when the responses were finally given, the council president provided them and the solicitor simply agreed with the responses. Did the solicitor actually provide or contribute to those answers? I also asked whether council members received a copy of the Michaels organization proposal. The council president said he did, but also said, I can't speak for anyone else. I did not ask him to speak for anyone else. I clearly asked whether council members received a copy of the proposal. That question still hasn't been answered, and it matters. Whether council received the proposal and when goes directly to whether council knew what they were voting to approve when they passed the consent agenda. So again, when and where did council meet as the redevelopment entity to review and discuss the Michaels proposal before adopting resolution R25:03-106? Has every council member received a copy of the proposal? And if so, when and how was it delivered? This wasn't a routine item. It involves township-owned land and a politically connected developer. It should have been discussed openly as a redevelopment matter, not quietly slipped into a list of routine approvals. And while the council president stated that no development scenario has been finalized, that does not change the fact that the mayor publicly announced a partnership with the Michaels organization at the business breakfast before any public discussion or acknowledgement by this council. At a minimum, residents should be able to expect that this council follows the law, conducts business in the open, and answers public questions respectfully and completely without gaslighting or shifting blame. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Burns.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Brian Burns, Salwood Drive. I want to get an update on the Murray property. Is there a closing date on that matter? And the other question I had was, is the township has a current ordinance for tree removal and replacement? I perused the website, but I didn't see it there, which is not to say the township does not have one. Several weeks ago, I distributed a DEP template that towns can use for that purpose. So I guess two questions really, the update on the Murray closing and whether the township has a tree removal replacement ordinance, and if not, do they plan to have one sometime in the future? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay.
Guess who? So
Well,
I've made
now,
a
I need
decision
your
in my
name.
life.
I need your name.
Bonita Morrison. It's actually Bonita Joy Morrison. They call me Joy. So ice don't get me. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I've just come to a realization after all these years of sitting in the audience begging for a street that I'm never going to get. If you can't beat them, join them. So I'm here to announce my candidacy for next year. It's going to take me a year. You know, get out there, glad hand, kiss babies, the whole bit. And I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. And I still have a few good years left in me. So if anybody is stepping back or thinking about resigning or anything like that, and you want to mentor somebody, I'm here. Meanwhile, I'll get at it. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for that announcement.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment period. Ms. Coyne had referred to questions from the last meeting and also from the last meeting at the end of May, and the 8 questions that she forwarded or had asked council at that May meeting, and those questions were answered at the last meeting by myself. And I'll restate some of the questions that were asked. You also had stated that process was not, we did not comply with a process. A conditional approval was provided by council, this developer still would have to go in front of the redevelopment entity and still would have to go in front of the planning board. As far as who posts the agenda and who's responsible for it, on Thursday afternoon, I receive a draft of the agenda that the clerk puts together, and I approve that agenda, and that agenda is forwarded to my colleagues on council, and then it is posted there. So regarding who decided what's placed on the agenda, I decide the agenda. I okay the agenda and it moves forward with it. Anyone who likes to have any item removed or discussed on that agenda, any of my colleagues can do so. And again, that was posted on the township's website for people to review. And that was at the second meeting in March. Did council receive the packet? I know that I received the packet. If any council members from that time period or would like to discuss it or has viewed it, please speak up if you want to. But I know that I received it. I can't speak for everybody here. Again, that was on our agenda. If anyone has any questions regarding that, they can contact me or they could speak to the business administrator, or if they have any questions, any other person that can direct them in that direction. Okay. So Michael's is a developer. Ms. Coyne made a comment about a politically connected developer. So we had a politically connected piece of land off of 42 that was a farm that was bought by a hospital years ago, and people were upset about who's the chairman of the board of that particular hospital. That parcel of land was farmland assessed, and we brought about $6,000 in farmland assessed taxes for a 60-acre site. That particular site right now is the largest taxpayer in the district, and it happens to house the Gloucester Township Premium Outlets. So the Nike parcel has stood vacant for many, many, many years. Here's an opportunity to do something with that. This organization responded to it for expression of interest, and the council here moved forward to give a conditional approval, and they will move forward in the redevelopment process through the redevelopment entity and the planning board. Mr. Carmer, do you want to address what Ms. Coyne had indicated regarding questions, and did you review those questions, or you just okayed what I said?
I reviewed the questions. I had an opportunity to review your format, and I listened to your format of responses, and I think the response that you gave was right on to the type of response that I would have provided to Mrs. Coyne, which I did tell her at the prior meeting that I would give it at the next council meeting, which I was prepared to do so. And I think the response that you just gave, Michael's organization responded to a request for expression of interest. They are still at that negotiating point and deciding how it's going to proceed. When it comes to something that they're prepared to do, they'll definitely go before the redevelopment entity.
Thank you. Mr. Burns asked for an update on the Murray property.
So the good news is we're targeting mid-July for a completion. We have some updates that we're working with the title company. There's some also changes in the deed document, and everything has been being reviewed. It looks very positive for mid-July.
Okay. Mr. Burns also provided some information to us a few weeks ago or a couple months ago regarding tree removal and replacement ordinance. Is that something you can look up for us and see? But also the information that he provided us as well.
Right. That, if I recall correctly, was an initiative through the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
And can I make a comment? At the planning board, it was also brought up, I brought it up about tree replacement. We don't have anything at this point, but we're looking at doing something in the future.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And Ms. Marston, thank you for your comments again. Now, polling of directors.
Mr. Carlemere?
I have nothing to comment.
Chief Harkins?
Nothing to report.
Mr. McGill?
Nothing to add, thank you.
Mrs. Zarrett? Nothing to report. Mr. Mignon.
Good luck to the Township Little League teams as they start their quest for all-star tournaments. And everyone have a great week and stay cool.
Mrs. Aubrey Troxel.
Try and stay as cool as you can and keep out of the sun as much as you can. It's a dangerous thing these days. And have a good evening.
Mrs. Grace Love.
Uh, um, we had the Juneteenth celebration this weekend, Saturday, and I wanted to just thank the police department and all the personnel and staff, the committee, everyone who put the event together and kept it safe. It was an enjoyable event, and I appreciate our township for celebrating Juneteenth this year. This is second annual Juneteenth. And everyone have a great week, a great day.
Mr. Nash.
Thanks for coming out and have a good week.
Mrs. Walters.
Thank you for coming out and have a great week.
Mr. Mercado.
I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. Thank the folks that put together Juneteenth through the mayor's office, and thank for the public works and the police department for making that event move forward. I do appreciate it. It was a nice event, and we hope to make it a little bit bigger as the years go on. But thank you very much for your participation in that. Please, everyone, have a safe and happy 4th of July. And with that, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Have a great evening, everyone.